Guess what? Clean Cities is coming to South Georgia. We're going to be working with farmers, fleet owners, the whole gamut to move alternative fuels forward in South Georgia. So if you want to be a part of the action and want to be part of the team, join Clean Cities. Contact me today and let's get Georgia moving. My name is Charise Stevens. I am the director of the Georgia Clean Cities program. Welcome and thank you for coming and sharing with us our 5th birthday as an official Clean Cities and our ribbon cutting for our new office here at the terminal station. The Georgia Transportation Environment Center is a research center, so elected officials, Clean Cities members, everyone can kind of come together and pull together to have successful alternative fuel projects here in Georgia. Today is an exciting, momentous day, and I'm very thankful to be a part of the Clean Cities program.
As you can see, I am wearing green. I am not the ghost of Christmas past, nor am I the preview of St. Patrick's Day. I'm wearing green because it's a symbol for biofuels. With alternative fuels, we are going green, and that's part of the celebration with our ribbon cutting for these new offices here for Clean Cities. I'm Linda Smith. I'm the president and chair of the board of directors of the Clean Cities Coalition. Our Clean Cities is one of 90 chapters across the nation. We were established to promote alternative fuels, endorse the use of hybrid vehicles and alternative fuel vehicles, to work toward pollution reduction from mobile sources, and to develop other clean air strategies that reduce our dependency on foreign oil. Macon and Bibb County represent one of the nation's showcase communities because we've converted the government fleet to alternative fuel vehicles that use biodiesel, ethanol, natural gas, or electric power. Our vehicle maintenance center currently has the infrastructure to serve all of these fuel needs, and our former director, Tim Stewart, will be delivering some remarks about that today. All of our school buses and those in surrounding counties have switched to biofuels to ensure that our students are breathing cleaner air. Clean Cities brought federal funds to build the public dispenser pumps for alternative fuels, and we opened the state's very first biodiesel and ethanol pumps right here in our Central Georgia district. About 10 pumps are now available for Georgia consumers here in our area. The action plan that Clean Cities and its partners implemented brought us from substandard air quality back into attainment status for clean air. That goal was reached and announced by EPA in October. In a few moments, Robert Rickert, the new mayor of this showcase city, will bring us greetings. Also on the agenda, we have Mike Mead from Robins Air Force Base. The Environmental Management Division at Robins called the very first meeting of the military and civilian leaders together to charter Georgia's chapter of Clean Cities and to file our registration with the Department of Energy. Our military has always been on the forefront of putting technology innovations to work. They test and use many cutting-edge systems before they're adopted by Joe and Jane Citizen in residential and commercial uses. Our Advanced Power Technology Office at Robins serves all branches of the military in recommending and establishing alternative fuel technology. They just had a ribbon cutting this past year for a fuel cell site that generates thousands of watts of power but emits only water vapor as the waste. All their non-deployment diesel engines run exclusively on biofuel. When the APTO chief, Mike Mead, comes to the podium, he'll share some updates about a new Clean Cities project between the base and the city of Macon. Last year, Clean Cities celebrated pumping the billionth gallon of alternative fuel nationwide. President Bush just signed the 2008 energy bill, and it includes congressional initiative funding for our Clean Cities chapter to complete a corridor of alternative fuel dispenser pumps every 50 miles along I-75, border to border, from Tennessee to Florida. And it'll now make it convenient for the public to use alternative fuels, to purchase a Georgia homegrown product, and to just say no to foreign oil.
For 35 years, I worked for the city of Macon, was involved in the process of going through the alternative fuels program. Back in 1994, I was approached by Warner Robins Air Force Base whenever they was getting ready to start this initiative. First time I ever heard about Clean Cities. They approached us, and that's whenever this journey started. Then in 1983, we was able to get the Clean Cities designation. It was a long travel to get to that point. Charise Stevens, whenever she was come on board, it was just amazing how things started to turn around. But this is an exciting day for the Middle Georgia area. We talked about things from 1994 up until 2003. I just remembered, I said 83. In 2003 is when we actually got the Clean Cities designation. 1983 is whenever the city of Macon started the first alternative fuel program, when we started on propane vehicles. So we have really evolved. Macon has been involved in this, and Air Force Base has been involved in this program for a long time. And to see what's happening today is just exciting. You know, it's amazing to finally have an office solely for the Clean Cities Coalition. We've always housed it either at the Air Force Base or the city of Macon. And now to be able to do this, I can look around the room, and I'm not going to start naming names because I know I'll miss somebody. But, you know, we envision one day for this to happen, and, you know, and today is the day. I think you're only going to see great things happen for the Middle Georgia area through this Clean Cities Coalition. Linda talked about the energy bill that was just passed. I think you're going to really see things start to blossom. Dennis Burnett, when we talked about, I forget how many years ago it was now, I knew Dennis, we went to high school together. I called him and said, Dennis, I need you to get involved in this Clean Cities Coalition. He said, for what? And I said, well, you know, I think this biodiesel thing is really going to start taking off. And he reluctantly come on and was able to, I think they've done a pretty good job in promoting alternative fuels. Flint Energies, I said I wasn't going to name names, but I done started doing that. Billy Patterson, Ed White, some of the people that's involved in this process, it's just been tremendous. And I think that we're are very fortunate in the Middle Georgia area to have people like this that has come forward to make this Clean Cities Coalition what it is today. Thank you.
It's a pleasure being here. We've started this journey, as Tim said, over 10 years ago. I wasn't here at the time. Actually, the name of our office was something different, but we started with electric vehicles and compressed natural gas vehicles. We shared the same vision and same goals, which is to bring in alternative fuels in a cleaner environment. So it was a great match for the base in the Clean Cities and the local community to team up and make this thing happen. We have since grown from the compressed natural gas in the electric vehicles and furthered our scope. Now we're looking at other alternative energies, whether it's solar, wind, waste to energy. We're looking at hybrid technology. We're also looking at fuel cell, hydrogen and fuel cell technology. And I'd like to point out two things. Alternative fuels, we're big in a lot of E85 biodiesel fuel and also synthetic fuels, which you call Fischer-Tropsch. That's a synthetic fuel made out of coal into a liquid gasoline or a liquid fuel that we use into our equipment. Over the past year, we have done a number of things with the Middle Georgia Clean Cities Coalition. One very successful program was the E85 station that has been placed in Warner Robins. We had an initiative where we got together and found out if there was any interest in the community to bring E85 into the local community. There was great initiative there. We have many flex fuel vehicles in the area, but we could not use the E85 because it was not available. So we teamed up together and put a station in place. So that is up and running, and we actually, the base put procedures in place where we take the military vehicles and fill up with that E85 off the base. So we looked at every option to bring new technology, not only to the base, but into the community. Another program that we're working with the Middle Georgia Clean City Coalition is our heavy-duty hybrid electric program. Under this program, we're bringing in, the military is bringing in diesel electric Class 8 trucks. That's your heavy-duty, your 18-wheel vehicles. We have several vehicles across the Air Force bases across the United States, and I'm bringing one of them into the city of Macon to be used as our technology demonstration center. We're going to put it on the streets of Macon, Georgia to operate the daily refuge pickup to collect the data and determine if this technology is the technology that we need to move forward. Another more recent initiative that we just started, like the E85 station, we got a group together to see if there was any interest into a waste-to-energy generation here in the Middle Georgia. Within the Air Force, we got a program ongoing where we're at Elmerdorf Air Force Base, where it's a waste-to-energy, taking garbage to turn it into energy. So we thought it would be a great opportunity for the Middle Georgia area to see if we can also apply that technology in this area. We have had several meetings. We had great response by all, and we're trying to move this technology forward and bring it into the Middle Georgia area. I'm proud to be part of this. The Air Force Base is keen on this. We're leading the renewable energy and the alternative fuels initiatives through the DoD, and we're very happy to be part of it. Thank you very much.
Now it's my pleasure to introduce our Executive Director, Charise Stevens, and the newly elected Board of Directors for 2008. If they would raise their hands, all of the newly elected board members. We now have gone from a board of about 6 to nearly 30. We have a bottle of a very special blend of ethanol for one of you in the audience. That doesn't look like very many cards. Did every card get in here? Not too late. Ed, Mike.
But I'll take it.
Okay, I'll mix one. Okay, pull one out, Charise. And it goes to Jim Poor of Oasis Global Refrigeration Systems. Now that we've given a gift and you've eaten the food and you've partaken of the beverages, we want to ask for your tax-deductible gift. If you're interested in reducing our dependency on foreign oil, then you need to become a member of Clean Cities. Whether it's an individual membership at $35, a family membership at $50, whether you're at a corporation that has a foundation that sponsors these kinds of activities. We want to shake your hand personally and meet you and get your business card so that we can approach your corporate foundation. Our mission is an important one, and with your help, we will change our dependency on foreign oil 1 gallon at a time, and we'll all breathe a little easier. If I could ask the executive committee members to come to the front with the ribbon.
Is this
Up close.
Is this right? Yep. Okay, cheese.
Thank you so much for coming, and please enjoy the refreshments.
This group moved from place to place, from building to building, and finally ended up here in this magnificent structure. The motivation for this has been just to get the job done. I think it hasn't mattered where they have been, but getting the job done has been the important thing, and they've done a tremendous job of that. We've taken several trips from here to the south of Atlanta, south of Georgia, with the motorcade, and that has been very, very exciting. I've been on several trips with units that have been run on peanut oil and on grease from restaurants and all, and it has been really exciting to see that going on. I believe that Georgia has an outstanding opportunity to be one of the leading states in this country for biodiesel fuel or biofuel. And I'm just waiting for that to take place. Been with Tommy Irving on some of those trips, and we've had a great time just supporting the idea of alternative fuels. And maybe one day we're going to see that actually come into being.
Hi, I'm so humbled for this evening, but I want to say thank you to Tim Stewart. 5 years ago, he gave me the opportunity to be the director of Clean Cities program, and in my wildest dreams, I never thought that we'll be one of the most successful clean cities in the nation. And under the leadership of Dr. Linda Smith, it has expanded to North and South Georgia, and I just really love my job. I love my stakeholders, and I love what we're doing as a mom. I really want to make this world a better place for the next generation and clean up the air and also bring economic development to our area. So not trying to get too emotional, but I do want to say thank you to all our Clean Cities members, and I look forward for a wonderful 2008.
Today's event has just been exciting to come here and to see where our efforts over the last 15 years have really paid off. You know, as we started this program, initiated back in 1994, just between, the city of Macon and Warner Robins Air Force Base, trying to get set up to get the Clean Cities designation. And it took us till 2003 in order to be able to get this designation. Only just a handful of people at that time. And to be able to come to this ribbon cutting today and see that now we have our own facility, and all of these people here and the news media, and the excitement that you can feel in the air is just really gratifying to see where we've come from and where we are now.
Okay, I'm here to support the efforts of the Clean Cities Coalition. I think that anything we can do to limit the emissions and recycle and do things that are progressive are good for Macon, and we'll send a message throughout the state and really throughout the country to anybody who's looking at Macon that we are in fact a progressive community concerned about the environment in which we live. This really was one of the 4 initiatives that were identified by the Macon Telegraph as being important issues for those of us elected to local government to address, and I think this is probably the best way to begin to address that.
I'd like to share some information of what we're doing with some of the initiatives with the Clean Cities Coalition. One of the initiatives, one of the great successes we have had thus far this year is the E85 station, which we brought into the community. We put a team together to look at the possibilities and the interest of bringing E85 to the local community. Everybody came on board with it. They liked it. We instituted that and have that in place at this time. We put procedures in place where the military vehicles use that facility off base to fuel up the military vehicles. One of the new initiatives we have coming on board this summer would be the partnership to do the technology demonstration of a hybrid electric refuse truck in the city of Macon. We would like the city of Macon to do the day-to-day refuge pickup with the hybrid technology and gather data to prove out the technology where we will determine if it meets the requirements needed for the warfighter. Another very important initiative we have ongoing is the Waste to Energy initiative with the Clean Cities Coalition. Like the E85, we're looking for opportunities to bring new alternative energies to the Middle Georgia area. We teamed up with the Middle Georgia Clean Cities Coalition to take a look at that, had great interest in it, and moving forward to try to make that happen within the Middle Georgia area.
I'd like to congratulate the Clean Cities on their 5th anniversary and wish them happy birthday. I'd like for everybody to come and look at our new facilities we have down here at the terminal station. We're real proud of them. We've been working in a little bit smaller confined area, but we think we're ready now to really take on a lot of business. Davis Company has a good many locations. We got in this a few years ago, and it's working out well for us, and we're hopeful that a lot of other people will come and join us and get involved in the Clean Cities movement with the alternative fuels and the clean air.
Wow, I'm actually kind of blushing with all the well wishes from our Clean Cities members, but I hope you enjoyed the show, and hopefully you will get in contact with some of our members to push for alternative fuel projects here in Georgia. Thank you again for 5 wonderful years as being your executive director. God bless and have a good day. Clean Cities is sponsored by the U.S. Department of Energy and has a proven track record of success. Guess what? Clean Cities is coming to North Georgia. We're so excited, and we want you to be a part of the process. So if you want to be part of the action and you want to promote alternative fuels here in North Georgia, give me a call at 478-747-7920. Let's get Georgia moving forward.